negativity is so contagious, right? So understanding the fact that there are more negative people out there. In fact, I'll say this, there are more negative people on the internet than there are positive people. And negativity dominates the internet most of the time. We see it in content that's always trending and whatnot, right? It's like someone will get their heart broken and they'll go on a rant about how certain gender is terrible, whether it's men or women. They'll tell you how terrible they are and how the dating market is cooked and whatnot. And there may be a degree of truth to that, but you don't have the right to accept that and spread that word if you haven't actually tried. If you haven't been through something, if you haven't experienced something, what gives you the right to tell people that it's negative? I mean, really, even if you've been through whatever negative experience you've had, what gives you the right to tell other people that they shouldn't do that because it's negative? What gives you the right to tell someone they shouldn't date, they shouldn't pursue relationships because you got your heart broken? I mean, what is that? And unfortunately, we don't have enough positive people on the internet spreading the word. I tried going on the internet, right? Just searching up marriage in general. And I realized that there aren't any happily married couples that you find out there. I'm not going to say there aren't any, but there aren't many happily married couples out there speaking about the positivity and the benefits of marriage, right? That's just an example. But if you go out there and you try to find, more negative stuff on marriage, I promise you it won't be long. You'll find it pretty quick. So we have a problem in this generation where, especially with Gen Z, where we've sort of like we've given up. We've sort of like accepted that there isn't any good that's gonna come out of this world we're living in. It's like we're sort of waiting for the disaster to happen. It's like you're bracing yourself, waiting for this big negative whatever to happen to you. And that is a terrible way for us to live. I think it's time that we start spreading positivity, we stop consuming negativity, we stop internalizing negativity and trying to make negativity our whole personalities. Because the truth is, that's what most of us are doing. Most of us take shit from the internet and we make it our own. You take someone else's experience and then you sort of imagine yourself in that person's position and then suddenly you've adopted that person's negative mentality when actually nothing negative ever happened to you, but now you have a negative mindset because you consumed someone else's negative experience and you made it your own. There's positivity in the experiences, or there's positivity in every experience that you go through. The important thing is perspective. And a lot of people lack a positive perspective because they consume too much negativity. And I said it, negativity is contagious. Positivity isn't. Trust me, you have to put in a lot of work in order for you to adopt and create a positive mindset. It doesn't take much for you to spread negativity. It doesn't take much for you to just sort of become a negative person because everyone else around you is negative. And that's really a big problem that we have in this generation. We've sort of accepted this this mediocre standard, this standard where we are so comfortable and we are so accepting of the fact that things are going bad for us. We feel there's no hope. I mean, think about it. How many people out there do you know who are actually positive human beings? I mean, people complain now more than ever, and now there's more opportunity than ever. But it's crazy how many complainers you personally can point out in your life. You yourself could be a complainer. But because you've been doing it for so long, it's become your personality. So now you can't even identify that. I mean, think about it. Really. Is this generation cooked? Yes. But I also believe that we have to make decisions that we know are good for us. I think there is still some positivity out there. You can still make something out of yourself. But if you constantly consuming negativity and you adopt that mentality, you won't get very far. We have people who have chased dreams. Hell, they didn't even chase dreams. Someone just talked down on them and they took them. Most of you, most of you never really went and chased and went out for your dreams. I'm one of those people who, for a very long time, I let the negativity I came across on social media get into my head to the point where I actually believed that every woman in this world was negative. I honestly believe there weren't any good women. I honestly, and I'm not saying there are a lot of good women, right? But I am saying there are good women. I am saying this perspective is very important, and we need to stop adopting that thing of just allowing ourselves to be so negative. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That is the biggest thief of joy. That is where most of the negativity comes from, competing with someone who isn't even competing with you and you're still losing. And that's the problem we have now. I think social media has created this way. People post the best parts of their lives, and we actually think that that's the life that that person lives on a regular. So now you compare yourself. You're like, okay, this person is 30 years old, they're married, they have a house, they have you know, cars and whatnot, and you compare yourself to that. You're like, I dreamed of having that. And just like that, just that comparison alone is going to create a negative mindset for you. It's going to create a mindset where you tell people, nah, it's impossible to get to that point because you saw a 30-year-old get there and you don't understand that you have to do things at your own pace. You don't understand that in order for you to be happy, you need to stop looking outside. In order for you to be happy, you need to start appreciating the life that you're living right now, the life that you have right now. Some of you don't realize that the lives you have, the lives you live, are other people's dream lives. But because you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, you can't even appreciate what you have. It's time we start appreciating what we have. It's time we start spreading positivity. Be the reason that someone believes that there are still good people out there. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost anything, in fact, to be a good person, to be a positive person, to inspire and support other people.